All right, kids, we're back. This is what I consider the finale of our learning the ins and outs of Photoshop. Our next assignments will be actually making pictures, original works of art. This is our motion blur assignment. So what I'm going to do is come down here, click on Adobe Photoshop, let that load. I'm going to click on one of these assignments. Let's come up here. Delete these, color play, no. Let's just type this one, motion blur. I'll put that right here. Motion blur was one of the filters we could have used previously, but I wanted to save it for this assignment. And here's how we're gonna do it. I'm going to copy this layer. I'm going to call it line art. I'm going to highlight it and make sure it's on multiply see-through mode. And now let's find some pictures online in a high resolution that we can manipulate. For motion blur, we want to find objects in motion. So let's see here. I'm going to find a runner. Here we go. I like this guy running. So if I come over here, you can already tell in the photo that the background is blurry. Copy image, Photoshop, edit, paste. Ooh, that's a big picture. I might already want to shrink it down. Let's see, delete. I know kids like to use a program where it deletes the background for you. I've never tried that. Maybe you can try that and have better luck than I will. You're not supposed to run in the hallway, so let's do that. We can live vicariously through this guy. There's a school hallway. I think I like this one. Come on and load. Edit. Oh no. Edit, copy. Edit, paste. Ooh, that one's a small resolution. Okay. I'm going to zoom in. You can do control plus sign to zoom in or control minus sign to zoom in. You can use your polygon lasso or your regular lasso. What kind of feathering do I want? It was 0. Instead of 0, let's do 0.5 feathering. That's not much. You can use your polygon lasso tool to delete around this guy. You can use your eraser tool. I probably want to make the brush hardness 96 to erase around this guy. You can even use your regular lasso tool to try and draw behind this guy. I'm going to do mine pretty quick and rough. It's not going to look that great. I'll just warn you right now. I like to do it in sections, so if I mess up, I haven't invested a whole lot of time. Oh, thank you. This is going to be your hardest lesson so far, but that's kind of how learning works. Every assignment gets harder than the last. His hands look blurry, so they're probably moving quick. I could change the feathering to maybe 1 or 2 to get that blurry edge around the hands, but I'm not going to. If I were to use the, oh, just drew a guide by accident. If I were to use the polygon lasso tool, what would that look like? Well, let me show you. Polygon lasso. So I would just be doing a whole lot of clicks around here like this. Which is really great if you want straight lines. Like this guy's forearm is a pretty straight line, but around his shoulder, not a straight line. Okay, delete. Zoom out. Did I miss anything? Yep, that part. All right, there he is. He's running. This top square right here is going to be my hallway picture. So let me transform, scale this up. There it is. There's the background. And I can drag him on top. I can drag line art to the very top. Okay, I probably want to lock line art down. This guy, he should be running about right here. This background, I could even make him a little bit smaller so that we see more of the hallway. How small can I make him? Okay, that's pretty good. Here's where things get fun. In the hallway layer, if I go up here to filter blur, I get a whole bunch of different blurs. Gaussian blur just kind of makes the whole thing equally blurry in the background. I can make it a little blurry. I can make it a lot blurry. I don't want to do any of that. What I want to do right now is play with motion blur. Filter, blur, motion blur. And you've got choices. You can change the angle of the blur like that. Oh wait, I don't even want motion blur yet. Cancel. I want to go to filter, blur, radial blur. That's what I want. Radial blur gives you two options. The spin blur option, where it shows you things are spinning out of control. I want the zoom option. This is just giving me an idea of what it'll look like. Let's try 10. Okay. Oh, it looks like he's running down the hallway really fast. Do you want to see him run down the hallway really fast? Control Z, don't do that. Blur, radial blur, that was 10. Let's do 100. Let's see what happens. Whoa, now he looks like the Flash. I think that's awesome, but you can't really tell it's a hallway anymore. So let's try blur, radial blur. Let's go halfway. Let's compromise. 50, how does that look? Still doesn't really look like a hallway, but you get the idea. Okay, I'm gonna merge these two together. Instead of merge visible, I'm gonna go to merge down. Okay, now they're their own layer. Let's see. Control Z is your friend. Motion blur is good if things are moving in front of the camera, top to bottom, left to right, bottom to top, right to left, not coming towards the camera. So I want to do my next picture like that. Oh gosh, how about a karate chop? Okay, there's a good karate hand. Click on that. These are all pretty good. Copy image, Photoshop, edit, paste. If I'm lucky, this thing will delete all of the white areas behind me. Let's do the object selection tool. Let's highlight the hand. Come on, baby. Yay! If I hit delete, I just deleted the hand. Control Z. If I go to select inverse, now it's selected everything outside the hand, delete. Now I got a hand. Let me call this hand. Check. For a background, I want a dojo. These are neat looking karate dojos. Let's click on this one, copy image, edit, paste, and there's my dojo. Okay, I want the hand above the dojo. I want my layers right there. So here we go. I want to make this big. Edit, transform, scale. There's my dojo. It's kind of overlapping. That'll be good for today's purposes. I'm going to copy the dojo over here also. Okay. And let's call these Dojo 1. Oh man. Let's call this one Dojo 1. Let's call this one Dojo 2. Now the hand. Some of you may have noticed the hand is really small. Edit, transform, scale. Now it's big. It's close to the camera. It's really bright, so if I go to image adjust, brightness contrast, I can darken it, I can add contrast. That's pretty neat. I do think I want my hand going the other way. So let's do edit, transform, flip horizontal. And now there's my hand. Okay, I'm gonna go to the hand, copy it again. I might call this one hand 2. The reason I've got 2 layers of each is because I want to do this. Let's go to hand and dojo. Let's make the hand blurry. So if I go to this hand, make sure I'm in the hand layer, filter, blur, motion blur. It looks like the hand is doing a jab because the direction is at 0 degrees. If I go this way, it's chopping down. If I go negative 90 degrees or just positive 90 degrees, where to go? I could just type it in actually. It looks like the hand is coming straight down. None of these are bad. I can make the hand come down really fast. I can make the hand come down, I hate to say slow, but yeah. Depending on how you manipulate your motion blur and in what direction you're doing it in, we get that. Okay, I like that. Okay. Let me turn off all these layers. The only layers visible have the eyeballs in front of them. Merge visible. And now, just for fun, I can take my marquee tool, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete, delete, delete. Okay, so now I got running man coming towards you, karate chop hand. Let's have the viewer or the camera follow the hand. So here's my dojo, here's my hand. I'm gonna put my hand right here and let's blur the background. So if I click on Dojo 1, maybe I should have called that one Dojo 2. If I go to blur, motion blur, now the hand is still, but the background is moving. So that's pretty neat. Okay, it almost looks like speed lines. in an anime cartoon. By clicking OK on that, I will turn off these layers. The eyeballs are not showing. These eyeballs are showing. Merge visible. And now once again, I can grab my marquee tool. Make sure you're in the right layer, and you can start deleting everything outside of this square like this. If you wanted to, you could even merge all visible, and there's my picture. Okay, edit, undo. Go ahead, save a copy of this, save it like a JPEG. Go ahead and send it to me in Canvas. Before you do that, here are some examples of things you can do with motion blur of objects coming towards the camera or whizzing past the camera. Give it some thought. Think about what you would like to manipulate. Okay, let's start.